Kimiko Soldati has pursued freedom in one way or another most of her life. A gifted athlete, she dreamt of Olympic gold as a young gymnast. But when an injury forced her from the floor mat to the swimming pool, she found her place on the diving board.
I just love being able to jump off a diving board or jump off a platform and feel the wind going by my ears and hearing the wind going by my ears and spinning and twisting and flipping and feeling free, really. And then hitting the water and knowing that you just nailed that dive. And you know that you just ripped it. It's such an exhilarating feeling, and it's such a fun sport to do.
Excelling quickly in diving, like so many athletes, Kimiko came to rely solely on herself for success, believing she was in total control of her life and her performance.
I didn't need anybody. I mean, I am going where I'm going, and I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna get there on my own blood, sweat, and tears. And it got me far. I was very successful in the world. I had a lot of accolades, I had great grades, I had all these wonderful things according to the world, yet I knew deep down I was missing something. And I had this hole that I was missing something, and I was trying to shove all kinds of stuff into this hole. I was trying to shove diving, trying to shove food, trying to shove all these things into this hole.
But then devastation hit. She suffered a serious injury that would keep her out of competition for more than 3 years.
And my identity was totally wrapped up in my diving, in what I was achieving in my diving, the results I got, the achievements I could get, all of these things that I was doing in life, my identity was wrapped up in. And so when diving was taken away from me because of my injury, I was lost. I was a mess because my self-worth and everything I thought about myself was wrapped up in what I did.
After recovering, it didn't take Kimiko long to reach new heights, becoming U.S. Diver of the Year in 2002. Yet while on the outside she seemed on top of the world, on the inside of the healthy, confident exterior was an insecure girl battling a devastating eating disorder.
The very characteristics that helped make me a really successful diver, like I said, you flip them over and they can become a liability. And it's a fine line between dedication and obsession. And it's hard to find that line. And I couldn't find it at all. It was just completely blurred for me, and it was completely gray for me because I became obsessed about, well, in order to perform better, I have to be thinner. I have to be the thinnest. I have to be the skinniest one out there. I have to be the most fit girl out there. And it became just an obsession, worrying about what other people were thinking about my body. And I thought, if I can control this, I can control what you and you and you think about me.
At the height of her burgeoning career, Kimiko and her husband moved to Texas to pursue elite training. While there, she met some friends who cared enough to confront her about her situation. The realization of what she was dealing with drove Kimiko to seek help that would eventually bring freedom.
It's not about the things I'm doing. It's not about the things I own. It's not about how many national championships I can achieve or making an Olympic team. My identity isn't wrapped up in diving.
Kimiko gained a new perspective on herself and her true identity. In gaining that new perspective, she was free from the trap of being controlled by how others viewed her.
As I began to seek help, and I sought help from a counselor and started getting into the deeper issues behind the eating disorder, I realized that it has nothing to do with eating. It has nothing to do with food, and it has everything to do with emotions, and it has everything to do with self-worth. And it took me a long time to realize and to humble myself enough to realize that I can't do this on my own, and that I do need help. And it has been a process. It has been a journey to truly find freedom from it.
With her eating habits under control, Kimiko began to unload the emotional baggage that she had carried for so long. She understands that she must maintain self-control on a daily basis to overcome the disorder, yet she is also keenly aware that for the first time in her life, she has experienced true freedom.
I mean, the transformation in her life of just realizing that I don't have to do it all.
I do believe that you can totally be free from this bondage. And it is a bondage. I mean, it's something that it's deep and it's twisted, and it has some pride in it, and it has fear in it, and it has all kinds of things tied up in it, but you need help. I still struggle sometimes with the thoughts. I mean, this has been a way of thinking for me for my whole life, and however much that number on the scale says, that doesn't tell you who you are as a person, and it doesn't define who you are as a person. And I do believe in my heart of hearts that I will be free from this.